Hello, my dear friends. Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 31 of RimWorld Survival. Before I get started, you'll see a little card on your right. That is so that you can vote on goals for the upcoming weeks. My current goals, of course, is construct uranium turrets. That is a self-added goal. Network of tunnels, I think I am going to check off pretty soon. Harvest spare organs, when I can. I don't really have any prisoners right now. And, of course, open the ancient danger. Left to do. So let's get started. The first things first, some of the suggestions. Arithakabe mentioned that... Oh, area revealed. Where is that? Okay, interesting. Ho-hum. We, of course, have a gap in roof cover here. And that does not make me so happy. I really wanted to have a clear shot over yonder. So I'm going to, before I go over the tips, I'm going to repaint this a little bit. Let's try to find a way to not irradiate ourselves. So right here is... Oh, it's open above our heads here as well, isn't it? That is real unfortunate. Yeah, because that's not dark. Okay. Let's try to go this way instead. I am basically trying to get to the tunnel up north, but I absolutely do not want to dig a tunnel that just has high radiation the whole way. Because, I mean, what's the point in having a nice protected tunnel if you're getting irradiated? So, Dishter here is going to be our little hall buddy. We are pretty close to having the ability to do deep drilling. So, the tips here. Arithakabe mentioned that my chem fuel has a power line dangerously close to it. You're not wrong. In fact, let's go ahead and paint this downwards and then shrink the zone this way. And there's no power lines near there. And then the other tip I received was from... Well, so I had another person on my Discord mention that there might be a problem with the fuel generation not being able to pop out if there's nowhere for it to pop. I'm going to wait one cycle and see if that is true. And if it remains to be true, I'm going to have to fix that, of course. Okay, so I think I've found a way around the no roof zone here. I do believe I have. That is swell. No, don't go from that side. Of course, it will be a little bit exposed. But, certainly better than, it's just not protected by walls or whatever. Okay, so I'm thinking that this should be the straight shot I was looking for, hopefully. So what I'm going to do is now allow Janes to stop force mining. Give him a little break if he wants one. Which he does. He wants to go pray. And run them on back. So the other suggestion I had was about fine meals. Holly mentioned that I should probably prohibit them. So let me rephrase this. This is going to be... I'm just going to rename this simple meals. I want to keep it simple so I know exactly what they're supposed to eat. So meals, simple meals. Alright. This is anything, but of course not raw food. And then one more food restriction, fine meals. So we're going to allow simple and fine. So when everyone's on simple meals, all they will eat is simple meals, of course. And we will be able to build up fine meals when we have eggs from the hens in order to control for happiness. That's sort of the idea behind that. Let's do a quick health check. So, Agro is making some clothing. That's good because he's shirtless. And let's check health. Initial, minor. Let's put you on no radiation. Initial, minor. Everybody now looks about correct. Having a dedicated hauler is going to actually be pretty nice. We have had need of one for a long time now. Cleaning up the tunnel here is bringing me probably a lot of excitement that I ought not to have. I don't know why I'm very excited about this this nice clean hallway, but I don't know. If I am tasked with a network of tunnels, it is pretty cool to have a very clean looking network, right? No one wants to live underground and in a dirty, messy environment. Are we finally working on shirts? Yes, we are. Okay, Agro. Soon we'll have nice shirts. Doing a quick temperature overlay, making sure everyone is sleeping in temperate, happy weather. That does seem to be true. Yeah, the whole base minus this stockpile is pretty warm. Now, the reasons I have... okay, as long as this is not in bad temperature. The reasons I have these behind doors is open doors so that they have a freedom of movement. I don't really like auto doors if I can avoid using them because auto doors break down and require a lot more upkeep. So I do have one auto door here because I want this door to be able to open and close quickly. But it limits some of the heat loss. Not all the heat loss, but it limits some of the heat loss that I would otherwise experience. Okay, so let's see. What else do I need to get doing? Ideally, I'd really have that orbital trade beacon even further. I don't know why this door is open. Oh, I think it's because I didn't want the doors to be open and closed slowly when we're out there. That's what's going on there. Alright, let's speed time up. I think I'm doing quite well. So, the goal for this episode is at least to make some mining progress in the Ancient Danger, so I can pop that baby open. We have the chem fuel pretty far from danger. We are building up a considerable amount of chem fuel. Another thing I could do is add another chem fuel power generator. Stormy Tony. And we're hauling things around. Agro's trying to make his shirts. Janes is now working on the remainder of my hide a cable wall. These guys are going to haul the marble back. We have about 140 marble right now. And soon this whole cable system will be behind walls. Now that I've moved a lot of my, trade goods, I can shrink the zone there. Oh wow, we got that wall built pretty fast. And we still have some stones left over. That's good news. Okay, Agro's finally wearing a shirt. I think... Ooh, masterwork. I'm gonna force him to wear that one. And then clear the forest. I like him to be well protected. I think Cefalu was about to put it on, and Cefalu's a pacifist, so he doesn't really need the high quality stuff. Other than that, let's see. So the ground penetrating scanner is waiting on steel, I think. Oh wow, I have 199 out of 200. That's almost a joke. Okay, well if that's the case, I will go grab a little bit of it. So, Agro, what I'm going to have you do is... let's add this to limited radiation. And have him mine all the way out there. And because I've been avoiding islands, so to speak, I should be able to get all the way out there with the best path possible. Yep, that seems to be the case. Let me forbid that so we can build that one. Alright, let's haul this steel back and get that ground penetrating radar going. I'm also going to need a little bit more steel for the drills themselves. That, of course, is another required task. Okay, there's another stack of blueprints. Another stack of marble for the blueprints. I'm going to force them into building in a certain order. Alright, so that looks pretty good. That's almost a straight shot. I will need to dig out a little bit more here. Let's see, is that under... it doesn't really matter. Mine those two spots, and then we'll embed all of our cables for the long run, which makes me probably unnecessarily happy. And I think I'll do the same over here. Let's not add that to no radiation, just to limited. Alright, Mr. Janes. The no radiation zone can include that, and that way, you, my friend, is he about to do some wreck stuff? Yeah, and he's tired. Okay. I think the ground penetrating radar will have to wait another day. And of course, this cable will use up some of that beautiful steel that we had queued up. If I really needed to, I could just break down a wind turbine. But let's hope I don't have to do that. There we go. Kazumi is working on some of the meals so that we can eat. It's kind of sad that Dishter here is sort of far-flung, so to speak. But you know what? He might even be safer down there. Another thing that I really haven't done is any infestation defenses. So there's a few different ways to defend yourself against infestations. One pretty obvious one is to cool down your base below negative 17 Celsius. I don't think I'm going to use that defense. Another one is to keep, sort of bait the infestations. This works by, infestations have to spawn within a certain range of player-owned something or another's, walls, etc., etc. So one way to bait the infestations is to, you know, if I built, and this has been going on. So like this door, for instance, can bait them in here. This door can bait them in there, and I'm not really trying to bait them with these construction projects. I just want to keep the, you know, the caves free of raiders. But the unintended consequences of that is I end up basically baiting the would-be infestations into these tunnels. So if I keep my base well illuminated, like all of these spots down here that I've mined out but aren't illuminated, I could either wall up or wall off, or put something flammable and put that behind doors. There's a lot of different ways to do it. But what that would enable me to do is raise the chance that an infestation is going to spawn somewhere dark. Bugs like to spawn in the dark. And then of course, I have to pick a new... Ooh, autocannon turret. Ooh, there's just so much here. I'm going to do precision rifling. I would also have to probably add lights in every bedroom so that they're well lit. That will also remove some infestation chance as well. Alright, Janes are up. He's definitely working on the ground penetrating radar. This is exciting times for me. Now what I'm going to need to do is to afford a drill. So, let's see. Production. Deep drill. I'm going to build the deep drill here. It's easier to haul 4 components all the way out there than to haul 200 steel all the way back to the base. And then once I have this constructed, I can plop it down and have it located exactly where I want it. Agro. Okay, we do have 4 extra components. That's good. I think what I'm going to do is have Agro start mining for this. But before he goes out there, I'm going to check his needs. Okay, he is going to get hungry. And because he's doing me a big favor, I'm going to have him eat insect jelly. Keep him a little extra happy. Someone just hit a dangerous level of radiation, so I'm going to have to get them inside. Basically, I've not been paying enough attention. Okay, Dishter. The person, I can never pronounce his name correctly. Put him on no radiation for a little bit. He's probably at like 42. Oh, just 40. He'd be alright. Now that I have the ability to make medicine, I really ought to do that. So I'm going to do that forever. And then additionally, that is going to require cloth, naturiamine, and herbal meds, all of which I should probably stockpile nearby so that we have a lower amount of legwork to do. But this will allow us to remove the cancer from Agro. It requires meds, like normal meds are better, so normal or herbal, both will be sufficient. Alright, so Agro's finally over here to mine for the deep drill, and now I can actually see the deposits, so this could be cool. There's definitely steel here. Probably, definitely steel there. Steel even in my tea house. Something rare here. So yeah, there's a lot to mine in my base without having to leave my walls, which is fantastic. So once I have 200-ish steel queued up, I will be able to make this drill. Because right now, as you can see, I need the steel blueprints, or steel for the blueprints, rather. Let's see. We are cranking out a lot of the backup conduit. This is going to be a lot prettier once it's done. Not that being pretty is the only requirement. So now that I can actually see the deep drilled areas, I can also dig towards them. The fact that I have a really nice one here, I think I'm going to prep this area. And by that I mean have a lot of infestation resistance, turrets and the like. Okay, you have the steel. Oh no, I have 8 shy of enough. Okay, now you have the steel. Alright, so all the steel has been plopped. And the rest of this stuff is all behind thick enough walls to work this area. I'm checking his needs. Yeah, I figured his needs was going to be rough. Okay, so someone needs to run out here, and it's going to be Cefalu. So limited radiation. Let's get Cefalu out here. Dishter doesn't have tasks, meaning everything is potentially hauled and cleaned. I guess that's good. I don't want to work Agro too long because he's has a package survival meal. I should drop that. Alright, gonna start hauling that back. And then what I'm gonna do is have Cefalu haul this back as well. Okay, James is working on that grand statue. Despite the fact that he has literally maxed out mood, he has not been getting inspirations, which, let me just say, bugs me a little bit. Okay, so the first thing I really want to find is uranium. I have a goal to make uranium turrets. Why uranium turrets over, let's say, plasteel? They don't burn. Plasteel turrets are tougher, but they burn. They can set on fire. And uranium turrets cannot burn, so enemies like the Inferno launching mechs are obviously really annoying until they literally can't burn you, right? So that is why I make that choice. Another thing I'm going to do is smooth out the surface this way. Make it a little bit faster to move around the base from here. Alright, so this is gold. Cool, but not exactly what I want. So what I'm going to do is gold 1. I'm going to label it as such and move the drill. So we're going to say that this is low priority for nothing. And that just is like a placeholder. There was another potential spot. This could probably be jade or gold as well. Usually uranium is a slightly larger node. So this here could be uranium, but God knows we cannot mine in the open air. That is just immediately, you're like, will die. It's immediately radiation inducing. So that's one of some of the challenge here is that a lot of the potential awesome nodes that I could have are just not accessible. Okay. Let's see. Putting a lot of the power conduits in and the walls in. So follow, you are placing plasteel. Oh, okay. Well, that's very useful. So I need plasteel and gold in equal, well, not equal amounts, but I need both plasteel and gold to make advanced components, which will allow me to convert to bionics. Unfortunately for me, it doesn't look like I have any really easily accessible uranium. Looks like I'm going to need to go north into the mountains here for uranium. Some of that should be uranium. For now, what I'm going to do is mine up the plasteel and the gold so that I can come on, Cephalo. Where are you? There we go. So I can make advanced components. So my advanced component bill here is due until I have, let's say, 4. Pretty much all bionics require 4 or fewer advanced components, and getting 4 should be nice and healthy. Now the thing is, I haven't really made any progress on the Ancient Danger, but I think having the uranium turrets, or if I really must, plasteel turrets. It looks like it's going to be plasteel. Whoa, whoa, holy moly. That is very cool. Additionally, with plasteel, I should probably also make some proper blades. I have 2 meleeers now, and they have really crummy weapons. Compared to what I'm capable of making, so plasteel long swords would be high amongst the things I ought to craft up. Alright, so these nutrient paste meals is good backup food in case I have a power outage or something and I can't make any food. Right now, no one's allowed to eat them, but we'll allow it. Oh, and we have a short circuit event right next to Jane's, so that's really not much of a threat. Alright, remove and limit. And nope, stay right there. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll unload in a different order than they loaded in, so there we go. And that also means that we have a lot of slag to get through. Looks like I have a brownout though, so let's not do the smelting just yet. In fact, machining table, drill, fab bench, all these things can probably get removed temporarily. Let's see. I do have some walls left to build. Another thing I'm going to do is make some additional shelving. I don't want high quality shelves because I don't like how they add to my my colony wealth. So I'm going to have Stormy make them because he's basically the worst constructor that I have in my my colony. Oh, it's nighttime. Oh, you're wait. Oh, wait, you're a night owl. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I was like, I shouldn't be pushing him at night, and then realized that's really not much of a problem. No radiation for you. Let's do a quick radiation check. So limited for Stormy, Agro, limited, Janes, limited. It'd be, well, I'm not, every time I say it would be cool if I feel like people are like, there's a mod that does that. But, yeah, it would be, okay, poor, perfect. It would be very convenient. Haha, see what I did there? It'd be very convenient if the zones would swap when the different radiation was met. Okay, so another thing I want to do here is dead power. I'll put it right next to the ground penetrating radar so I can flick it on and off at will. We also have a low amount of, and that will help restore our power levels. We have a low amount of steel, so it wouldn't be terrible to deep drill the steel, although I do... Deep drills run the risk of infestations, so I got to be careful about that. Okay, we are generating excess of power, which is good. Let's clear what is going to be in these shelves. A bunch of poor shelves. So the difference here is these are worth 29 bucks. This one's worth 49. This one's worth 59. So it's a different like colony wealth. It's very small numbers, I grant you, but in the long run, in the big picture, they make a significant difference. If you have a bunch of pointless objects that are excellent quality, you can run the risk of, you know, I wouldn't say like colony collapse, but your fights are going to be a lot harder than they need to be. So it looks like we are sort of low on rice. I've always been thinking that I'm going to need to add some additional rice capacity. And that seems to be the case. Oh, offal. Perfect. It's funny to be excited about offal, but this thing is not going to be worth anything. Alright, Mr. Stormy. And then when we set these up, we'll be able to... Oh, there's dead power right there? I didn't realize. Once we set these up, we'll be able to make medicine a little bit more easily. Now, there is a power, the AI Persona Core being offered as a quest reward, but I think it's a bit too... Like, I don't really have anyone with, like, let's call it badass weapons. So I think I'd rather wait until everyone has properly great weapons. And then I'll be able to go do that with ease. Actually, it wouldn't hurt to have dead power underneath all of these in case I want them turned off. Although some of that's not going to be dead power. It's only going to be dead power at the corners. And we will need to add that back in. Whoops. Alright, let's haul all of this rather than one of that. Alright, they're doing some smoothing. We've got some not home area. Let's go ahead and repair it up. Beautiful hallway. It's a lot more beautiful now. I don't know. That kind of looks nice, I'd have to say. What are we working on? We got that t-shirt. We have the toques and dusters. Really what it comes down to is I'm going to need to... I'm going to need to definitely add the ability to grow some more food, because we are sort of at the limit, the functional limit of our ability to hydroponic. So that's going to be the next big task, I think. This must be a duster. Nope, this is going to be a shirt. No, it's a duster. Okay, someone used the shirt. We're just about out of cloth entirely, which means, actually, it pains me to do it, but I'm going to suspend that. Suspend all of this, because I want to make medicine. So let's go ahead and put this as normal, or maybe preferred. Copy the settings. Up here, paste the settings as important. And then manufactured, medicine, herbal, and then Nutriamine. And that is all the materials we need for the drug lab. And let's see. I don't know why I have a real chair there. What I need to do is to put marble stools. I don't really want my my good stuff tied up. Okay, I know how. Need material. What do you mean need material? Herbal meds, Nutriamine, and cloth. I have all of that in spades. What drugs are you on? Well, what drugs aren't you on, is what I should say. Okay, so that's an advanced component, but I want you to make your own medicine. So we have no medicine? How much medicine do we have? Okay, so the Nutriamine is being hauled. And there we go. He's cranking out medicine for his surgeries real quick. Ditchter is going to bring him... what we need to do is have maybe another stockpile here, but I'm going to leave it here for now. This will be a preferred for regular medicine. I can't express how excited I am that Agro will not be, Ooh. Oh, he is excited too, because he is getting married. So as a wedding present to, let's say, himself, I am going to excise his cancer right at the end of this wedding ceremony. So let's make sure everyone's in attendance. The easiest way to do that is just to conscript everyone to cancel their current task and have them all run back. Kazumi here. I think because she's attending the wedding ceremony, she's like running really badly. Alright, so they're beginning the wedding ceremony now that everyone's here. I wonder how Cefalu feels. Agro and Cefalu, let's see. They like each other. Good. So it's going to be a wedding where no one's going to want to kill each other. That's a good wedding. Checking their needs, their food needs. I think what I'm going to do is allow them to eat anything for a bit. Or, you know what? I'm going to do one more food restriction. NPM and simple. Because at the moment, we are hurting for rice. I do need to get my rice back up. So they're now married, they're celebrating. This is going to be a mood boost. Cefalu, despite the fact that he attended his own daughter's wedding, no, that's not going to help, is pretty peeved. But I gave him a fine meal to help out a little bit. Okay, the beer is fermented. Let's have some beer during the wedding, right? This has been a long ceremony. And Jane's is like, screw this wedding. Alright. Agro, guess what? Wedding present to you. We are going to excise your carcinoma. And Tony, you are going to do... Need material. No, you don't. Oh, I think I might need 6. 5 for the carcinoma. Yeah, I do. And 1 for just in case things go wrong. Alright. Rest until healed. Ms. Tony, operate. Yeah, 1 to anesthetize, 5 for the carcinoma. Alright. Well, that's good to know. Now, the rest of these cables should... I'm going to work to get them buried as well. So we don't have exposed cables. Because any sort of short circuit event in my tunnels are going to be really, really hard to run towards. And once this surgery is done... Yep. There we go. Agro is having a good day now. That is about all the time I have for this episode, guys. So, I'm sorry that I didn't really get the Ancient Danger opened up, but I did get very productive. We got ground penetrating scanning done, and a deep drill, and medicine, and an excised carcinoma. If you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, drop me a line. And just a reminder, today is the vote day. So, again, at the beginning of the episode, I had a card, but if you want to vote, all you got to do is go to Rhadamant.com or the Discord channel associated with my YouTube, and the poll will be up there for all of you to go ahead and vote on goals for next week. Thank you all for watching. Catch you all later. Adios.